What you want, yeah. We just chillin' by the Wawas, lemonade with the large fries. Puff twice for the calm high, ayy, what you want, yeah. Big checks make the bank bounce. Old school candy paint down. Bad chicks, they from down south, ayy, what you want, yeah.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, BQ Quick Review. I'm your host, BQ, and today we're going to be doing a reaction video to a channel called Waffles. I don't know what the hell that means, but yeah, it seems like he does like some dating videos. Seems like we're going to be doing a video. It says short guys don't watch, so if you're short, don't watch it. But we know damn well y'all gonna be watching this video. The height pill will shock you. Okay, all right. So, you guys want me to react to a video? Just send it to my Instagram, DM me at biquon, and also you can just put it in the comments too. I might get around to it and help your boy get to 1,000 subs. The best thing you can do to help content creators like me is share the video and like the video. It helps with the algorithm. Also, it helps me get out there. And yeah, I want to keep on making good content for you guys, you know. But yeah, let's get right into this. Yo, videos like those are so corny. Yo, I think that's why I haven't been on TikTok or anything like that lately. Told you guys I might make a TikTok, but like I just haven't gotten around to it. It's just corny shit like that. I just shit just was corny, and her boyfriend's corny for doing that too. Like, stop, please stop.
Height matters. To prove this, let's take a closer look at that first clip again. When I first saw this, what immediately caught my attention wasn't the fact she only desires 6-foot guys. Because if I'm honest, this is expected.
Yeah.
It's a matter of common sense nowadays that most women only want guys 6 foot or over.
Yeah.
Instead, what caught my eye was the sheer amount of butthurt, angry, and delusional short guys in the comments denouncing her behaviour. She's not interested in personality. That's a red flag. Or, I've dodged a bullet here. Guys, make no mistake, the people who wrote these comments are coping. In my opinion, the men who wrote these comments are trying to frame it as if they wouldn't want her, that they are the ones turning their backs and walking in the other direction. But, in reality, she's the one who doesn't want anything to do with guys who don't meet her height criteria. It's an A leads to B scenario, not the other way around. This leads into my first...
Yeah, you got a good point, yeah. You know, guys, when they get rejected, they have these different coping mechanisms, like the one you see where they'll leave hateful comments, you know. When you see things like that or whatever, don't leave any comment, because you're just, if anything, you're just fueling the fire. You're putting more stuff in their videos, and if anything, the hate helps. So, like, yeah, that's not good. But yeah, it's definitely a coping mechanism. A lot of guys have different things when they get rejected. Some guys don't know how to handle rejection and stuff. You know, that's where you get the shit where, like, guys might try to talk to a girl on the street, and if they reject them, they'd be like, oh, alright, then fuck you, bitch. But, like, yeah, it's definitely a coping mechanism, because it's like, you know damn well if she did say she wanted you, you wouldn't even be saying none of that shit. So, yeah. And honestly, I don't even trust niggas like that. I don't know. Why would you even comment into that? Because the same niggas that be like commenting certain shit, like, they be, I don't know, those be the same niggas that be like fucking simping for girls and shit. So I don't know about that one, but yeah, don't be leaving comments under girls' stuff. And like, just leave it alone and let the girls go about their business and let them stay in their delusion. But if they don't want a short guy, leave them to it. I mean, leave them to it. That's just, it's kind of just very it's very obvious that girls like guys that are 6 feet and up. It's just it is what it is, you know. The only thing I can say is that I've seen a lot of short guys that have gotten girls and stuff like that, but for what they lack in height, they make up for in other ways, you know. Of course, it's gonna you're kind of starting at a disadvantage. Don't get me wrong, but you know that means you gotta really, if you're at a disadvantage, that means you gotta try harder than the next guy. That's just what it is. And I don't mean try harder as in keep like just hollering at girls and stuff. I mean try harder as in, you know, you gotta make sure you're in a nice shape. You can't be short and then fat and then out of shape. Like, make sure you're in shape. If definitely, if you're short, like, do things that can help you. Not saying that you're gonna be guaranteed, because nothing is guaranteed, but make your chances better. So like hygiene, definitely. And you know, making sure your skin's clear, and you know, making sure you got a nice haircut, you dressing nice, you smell nice. That's another thing that's very underrated, is scent. So yeah, there's different things you can do. Not saying you're still gonna get like a supermodel or something like that, but it will still increase your chances better than not doing that and just being a short guy. So yeah,
point of what I believe is so brutal about the hype pill, because most women will have a standard where you as a guy can be preemptively rejected without being given a chance, as you don't meet her minimum height threshold. I've shown this chart before, which plots the heights at which a man will get rejected based on his height alone, excluding
did he make
other
this
factors.
chart?
And looking at a few crucial points, you're mostly safe if your average height in a Western country, 5'10", where the rejection
inches.
rate is only
Oh, he's rated by in inches. I was confused at the bottom.
To 50%
Okay.
from losing just 2 inches for 5'8" guys.
Oh, holy shit.
5'6" is even worse, where a staggering 75% of girls will have already rejected a man solely based on his height. Lastly, at 5'4", an insane 90% of women will reject a man purely based on his height. Following from this, this is why, in my opinion, one of, if not the biggest misconception people have about modern dating is that guys get to choose who they date. It seems a lot of people incorrectly believe guys have the power and freedom of choice. This is false. Men don't choose. Women choose. How can people say men choose
I
when
agree.
the majority
I
of
agree with
guys
that.
don't have any options, let alone a few? Most average guys get only a handful of matches on Tinder.
I agree with that. Like, definitely, I'd say that women choose, and men basically, like, they accept what, like, they go out, what they take what they can get. I'll say that. That's what it is for most guys. Of course, there's different types of guys that get different types of girls, and they have good game and there's a whole bunch of different types of things, you know. But yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. But it's just like I said, there's different ways you can improve that, and different ways you can get around with that. Just increase your chances. Like I said, there's no guarantees in dating and stuff, but seems like he has, like, I like how this format, it kind of looks like he's doing like a little presentation and everything. I'm liking it so far. Let's see what else he has to say.
While nearly all women get hundreds, if not thousands, the reality is men don't choose, men don't choose. Men offer. Then a woman gets to decide if she wants to accept that offer. So taking it back to the point about preemptive height rejections, guys who say things like, "Oh, I've dodged a bullet here," are almost definitely coping. as quite simply they're ignoring the bitter truth that women, generally, won't care about a man's personality until after they've shown they value his looks. Again, it's a case of A leads to B,
that's facts.
not the other way round. And even then, if a man still chooses to delude himself into coping with phrases like, "I don't want her anyway," the fact remains there will always be plenty more guys to take his place in an instant. As I was scrolling through the comments of that first clip, it literally took me another 5 seconds to find dozens of other male simps telling her she's beautiful and gorgeous and how they're also over 6 foot. This is how long it takes for you to get replaced as a man. Just 5 seconds. If you don't meet a woman's height requirements, there will be plenty of others that will. Finally, I did a little deeper digging and I found out through this girl's TikTok page, she also has an OnlyFans. This is probably what's most sad about the dating market right now. I guarantee there will be guys out there who are feeling sorry for themselves about being rejected by women, and not even just because of their height. This can be about anything at this point. And these guys will leave bitter and angry comments like the ones I've already shown. Then, some of those same guys will also be fueling the problem and actually making things worse by subscribing to these girls' OnlyFans. If you're one of these guys, you're only contradicting yourself. I'm going to move on.
Yeah, I like this guy. Because it's like he just read my fucking mind. But yeah, it's like a lot of these guys, they be saying all these different types of things, but then doing the next. They contradicting themselves. You know, they don't live the lifestyle that they say. You know, so yeah. But everything he's saying so far is pretty much facts. Like, height is important when it comes to dating. Unfortunately, guys, if you don't meet that 6 foot height requirement, it's not saying that it's like dead in and done. I'm not saying that at all, but your chances are much lower. That's all. But yeah, that's it. There's sure guys that have better game than I do, so they get more girls than I do. So it's just like it's different things you can do. It's different things you can do to help yourself out if you are a shorter guy. You know, so many different things.
To 4 anecdotes now showing the impact height has on your dating life, 2 of which are coming from my own life. This first was sent to me just a couple days ago. So I came across this image and I couldn't believe how accurately it depicts and simplifies the current state of the dating market. There's something well known within this community referred as the 80-20 rule, which states simply that in today's dating, 80% of women want only the top 20% of men. So basically, the majority of the lower guys are left out.
I agree.
Now, 20% is equivalent to 1 in 5. There are 5 guys here. So I want you to tell me in the comments which man 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 80% of women will choose based on the 80-20 rule.
I'm gonna say number 4, whatever, just because like he just stands out from the rest of them because of his height. He seems like he has a good build and everything. It's not. Let me say this. Like I've seen the ugliest tall motherfuckers. They fucking ugly as shit. Be with some gorgeous woman, and it's not cause they look good. It's just cause they're tall. You know, women really like tall people. They really like tall niggas. So you could be an ugly motherfucker, but if you tall as shit and they can look up to you and everything, girls like that shit. But yeah, I'd say they're definitely gonna go for number 4, and then maybe next one will go for number 1, because he seems like he's well dressed and got the fuckboy hit fade. Y'all girls know what I'm talking about. Got the fuckboy fade in the beard. So yeah. But just with height alone, then you got 2 and 5. They're clearly like look like they're overweight, and then 3 seems like he's a decent guy. All right, but Yeah, I agree with the 80-20 rule. I think most 80% of women want the top 20% of men. You know, that fit that height requirement too. So yeah.
Be correct if you chose man 5. I'm joking. Quite obviously, most women are choosing man 4. It's not even close. And what's more interesting is this man isn't even a proper Chad. Man 4 is around a 6 or 7 facially. However, it's clear his height and frame easily brings him up to about an 8 out of 10 overall.
Oh, wow.
For the other guys,
This
though,
nigga really
they're
going
all
to
lagging
some
way
detail
behind in
about this
one or
shit.
more ways.
Yeah.
Man 1 and 3 would be second picks in the eyes of women. They both have average to slightly above average faces, average height, average frame, so it would be approximately a
right
5
here.
out of 10 overall. It's worth noting though, man 1 might be starting to bald. He's tilting his head back for the camera.
I didn't notice
which
that.
I've seen guys do before to take attention away from their receding hairline. I'm not 100% certain on
Shit,
this.
I didn't know that. He really
Finally,
observed
2
it.
and 5 are quite obviously way behind the others. They're both noticeably overweight, average height. Their body fat percentage is also bringing their face down by at least 2-3 points. Not much else to say here for these two. Overall, about a 4. But tying it back to the 80-20 rule, I believe for a group of 5 girls, 4 of them would choose man 4. The last one may go for either man 1 or 3. I'd be shocked if any of them went against this and chose man 2 or 5. Here's my second anecdote.
Is he right, ladies?
This one is one of my own. I also want to say this experience actually made me question myself what I thought about the importance of height for guys. In my most recent live stream with Hamza, I said when we was talking about height, it's not nearly as relevant as having an attractive face, and as long as you're 5'8", 5'9", that's enough height, and it becomes more about your face after that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, what I can tell you no more than 2 weeks after that live stream is, boy, was I wrong. So,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Me and my friend saw this guy who was at best a 4 out of 10 in the face. There's no other words to describe other than he looked like a grizzly bear. However, he was a giant. I'd say at least in the 6'6" to 6'7" range. Easily 2-3 inches taller than the second tallest guy in the club. And here's the kicker. Within about 45 minutes, I saw he made out with not 1, but 2 different girls, both hot, both highly attractive. And the only thing I had to think about after this is clearly this didn't happen as a result of game or skill. Literally anyone who's been to a club in the UK knows you can't get a word in edgeways over the ridiculously loud music. In fact, I doubt he even knew these girls' names before making out with them. Anyway, to get back to the point, in my opinion, for guys, it can seriously be a case where as long as you're tall enough, it doesn't matter if your face is normie tier, or even a little below normie tier, because it gets to a point where your height just carries you, especially in an environment like a nightclub, where everyone's standing up and the lighting is pretty poor, so attention is taken away from people's faces.
Yeah, he's right. Like, height is very important when it comes to dating. Very important. I think, like, so for me, I'm like about 5'11" and a half, but I just say I'm fucking 6 feet. So you guys know the secret now. But yeah, I'm about 5'11" and a half. With shoes on, I'm 6 feet. But yeah, if you're not 6 foot, you really wouldn't even be able to tell. So if you're like 5'11" or 5'11" and a half, just say you're 6 feet. You know, it doesn't fucking matter. Only a girl will only notice if she's 6 feet herself. And I've dated tall girls. I like tall girls personally. I've dated girls who are just as tall as me, or maybe a little bit taller than me. So it doesn't really matter for me. But yeah, I'd say like I think I've noticed, because I have like 4 older brothers too, various heights. They're all over 6 feet. They're all 6 feet and over at least. So like I think what I've noticed, like the ideal height, whatever, I think like I think for guys like 6, if you're 6 feet and up, you're good. If you're like 6'2", I think that's like 6'2", 6'3", maybe. that's where you're like the ideal height for a guy, I think. Honestly, I wouldn't want to be taller than that. That's personally the tallest I would want to be. But yeah, it's just like I think after that, those heights are like ideal heights for like girls. But yeah, my son, he onto something. I like all the detail he's putting into this and everything. Like you could tell like he really like sat down and thought about every aspect of this. So yeah, good job on that. Yeah, because like everything that I'm thinking about right now, like he's pretty much covering it. So like yeah, let's continue it. Let me stop fucking talking.
Here's my next anecdote. This one again from my own life. I'll never forget. A girl I'd once dated used to play table tennis. There was a good mix of both men and women at her club. And one time she came back from a training session and she told me about the general difference in behaviour she noticed between all the short guys compared to the tall guys. She said whenever her ball bounced away from the table and someone picked it up to give it back to her, if the guy was tall, he wasn't complicated about it, he'd just give it straight back to her. Meanwhile, if the guy was short, he would try Gestamaxing his way to returning the ball, playing stupid games. For example, a short guy would say, you have to guess which one is yours first, before he gave it back. Hearing this honestly made me cringe. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry at just how pathetic a guy has to be to do this. Why did the short guys feel a need to make jokes and play stupid games instead of just acting normal? It's like they're trying to make up for their height. Anyway, now moving on to the final anecdote.
I think that's a stretch
this
there.
One is so brutal, I've saved it right for the end. This was posted to Reddit by a man who's 23 years old and been married for nearly 1 of the 4 years he's been together with his wife. The main highlight is on this line here. She asks him, with all of the problems you've had with your height, maybe we should think about getting a sperm donor. Guys, I'm flabbergasted.
Are you out of
your... Sums up the...
Are you out of your fucking mind? Holy shit. I hope he divorced this bitch after that. I would dare... Woo! I dare a woman to say some disrespectful shit like that to me. Would you think about getting a sperm donor? That is like some disrespectful shit. And you know, some of these things are online and stuff, so you can't tell if these stories are made up or not. But if this story is real, and if this is a real thing, my nigga, you need to leave this woman. Like, could you imagine somebody saying some disrespectful shit like that to you? Holy shit. You've been with this girl for 4 years and 8 months? Holy shit. Yeah, that would be the end of that for me. Hell fucking no. How dare you say some shit like that? How? That shit just really... Shit, I'm not even a guy. That shit pissed me off. Like, holy shit. What would you guys do if somebody said that to you? Like, what would you guys do if your woman came up to you and said, with all your height problems, maybe we should think about getting a sperm donor? I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm in the video right here. This was a good video, well detailed video. I like videos like these where it's well detailed and thought out and everything. So good job to Wheat Waffles. And what did you guys think about the video? Did you agree with some of the points? Did you disagree with it? Put it down in the comments. You know your boy gonna be down there, and you know I'm gonna be looking up what you guys saying. You know, it's okay to disagree and have good talks, but also if you guys want me to react to a certain video, make sure you guys go to my Instagram and send me a DM, or you could just put it right down in the comments. But thank you guys for watching. BQ Quick Review. You know how we do.
Pick up the pieces and patches, I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my piece lessons with real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence, cause we move in silence, you know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid. Pick up the pieces and patches, I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my piece lessons with real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence, cause we move in silence, you know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid.